Hello and welcome into the SorareAndrews show. I'm Andrew Laird. You can find me as Lairdino on Sorare. Joined today by Andy Black. Andy, I don't like to do this often, but I have to do it sometimes. Happy birthday.
I had a feeling that was coming.
Get it.
Hey, I was just reading something. The Card Factory, Laird, it's closing?
It temporarily closing.
Man,
I
I
got to
feel like
mop up all the extra essence that they've had laying around all season.
And then make a little calculation. Is that the 20 times 20 multiplier?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Are you going to rush to craft? A birthday craft even?
No.
Yeah, don't do that.
No. No, I think we were talking about it the other day. It's good to save, right? We should be saving.
So like it's good to be who knows? But it feels like there's more upside in saving, and the upside is only because we have no idea what's on the other side.
Okay, here's my thought process. If I save, then I can craft new in-season cards for Europe.
Yeah.
The MLS cards are like halfway dead. So like even if I got an MLS card now, it'd be it'd be like I don't know, like a half-used thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're saving for that, and then Arena. I feel like I'm gonna need a ton of essence to if I want to play in Arena and make that a strategy. I'm gonna need a ton of essence.
Probably.
Yeah.
So it's possible that we could have the factory reopen and you still get an MLS card.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you've wasted 2 weeks of utility.
Yeah.
Do you know what your essence, what was the flavor breakdown is?
All I know is the last like 3 cards I've crafted, I had like it was over a 70% chance of crafting an MLS card. So I went ahead and crafted, and I ended up with European cards. So surely if it's like 20% MLS, it'll be an MLS card.
Surely. Let's talk about that for a second. So we had never heard Sorare refer to the different types of essence and what word they used. What was your reaction to their use of the word flavor?
I liked it. I love flavors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love flavors. Like, I mean, you look at all these great companies, like Gatorade and Powerade. They have they have great names for their flavors.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So do you think that there's like, instead of just super rare flavor, they internally call it like Arctic Blast?
Well, it's not just super rare, Laird. It's super rare, contender, Premier League flavor. So yeah, they'll have to like, I don't know, mix those together and come up with names that make sense for them.
And do you think that they use like the real crazy names that come up now? Like there was my son was at a basketball tournament a couple months ago. And have you ever had like, what is it called? Liquid Death?
Yeah. Yeah.
So he was drinking like a knockoff of Liquid Death, which I can't believe is a thing. But the flavor he had was literally called like vampire blood or something like that. And so I was wondering if you thought the essence flavors were more like that. Like instead of something like Arctic Blast, it's like polar bear saliva.
Maybe. I'm trying to think of what the knockoff of Liquid Death would be called. It's like watery unalive. I don't know.
I remember because we were like, oh, it's Liquid Death. And he's like, nah, it's whatever. And we were like, okay, good luck. Yeah, that was something. But I feel like we had discussed what essence would taste like when essence was announced.
We definitely discussed that. Yeah.
And yet I don't think we ever used the word flavor to describe the essence.
Damn, I think you're probably right. I don't remember ever calling it a flavor.
Yeah, dropped ball indeed. Anyway, thanks everyone for coming in. Looks like Rascal, Misaki, Rude, and Looking for Food on the podium. Congratulations to you three. Excuse me. Misaki said spend too much money, which is the plan, the strategy for Sorare 26. Rude said, I remember last year there were quite some streams about having a strategy and sticking to it, mostly with Keith, who apparently stuck with the strategy of basically giving up. Doesn't help that Sorare changes strategies all the time either. Well, that's why we have something to talk about. That mid-table prem strategy always sounds like a good option, is what Looking for Food says. I don't know. Hatlingen says, love a good strategy chat. Can't catch it from the start, though, because of work. Yeah, we're going a little early today, having nothing to do with Andy's birthday. It's actually my fault. Mike Low Blow play MFL. So Burrow, what's up? What's your opinion on Scotland now in Challenger? It is what it is, I guess.
You don't want to say anything else about that? There's not a specific word you would like to use about that decision?
Nope. Stefan, what's up? Sean Kennedy. Andreas, Dobbsy. Mike said the thumbnail pic says Laird doesn't know and Black doesn't care. Andy, do you just not care going into Sorare 26?
Oh, it's not about care.
What's it
it's
about?
More about there might not be a strategy.
Ooh. Like none at all?
Well, like there might not be a winning strategy.
Like for anyone?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. How about that? Ricomon said, I want Baja Blast Essence. There we go. Pre-workout companies are the worst for names. Oh, that's a good that's a good point. Yeah. Anyway. You wanted to talk about this because of something that our good friend Scosmo said. And you were like, I forget how you worded it, but you were something like, I like what Scosmo said, and I find myself in the same position. I'm like, man, this is gonna where are we heading here? But it ended up being quite tame. But you're like, hey, where the hell is Prem Classic? Yeah, Prem Classic. That's what it is.
Yeah. But so there's Prem Classic and Arena though. Is that what you were saying earlier?
There are indications that at some point there will be single league arenas.
What does that mean?
I don't think that they'll necessarily have like Prem arenas for game week 1. Maybe they will. I don't know.
Or for every game week, but it might be like a special weekly or something.
They don't do like special weeklies anymore.
I
think
Sorare. Where have you gone?
I think, well, in their defense, I think they're like, we got rid of special weeklies because they're dumb. They didn't use that word. They used flavor, but like I think
it was too much work for them.
And also it was too much work for them that led to us just being like, all right, whatever. Like we didn't care.
Right. It's like, okay, I guess I'll make an anti-stacks team. Sure.
Exactly. Oh, top tackler is great. Martin Hongla, you're in.
Yep.
And so I don't know what they're going to do with Arena, because I think because the possibilities are endless, I almost wonder if they're like, we're just going to do the same thing here. 260, all-star, whatever. We're not going to fuck around with this. And I hope they don't do that because, like I said, there are so many great possibilities with Arena. And one of them is Prem.
Yeah.
We can play.
So the gist of what Scosmo said was like he played mostly Prem in season and maybe some Classic last year.
Super rare.
Yeah, super rare. And he was just talking about how, it's SO7 now. It's these cards are champion. He was talking about like just, I don't know, bringing in some in-season cards to try to convert those lineups into in-season. And I don't know, potentially maybe play champion, but if he plays champion, he knows he'll have to get rid of the prem guys because they're not like super smashers for champ. He'll need I don't know, some French guys or something. I was just thinking in my head, my God, I've got many of the same issues at different scarcities in probably different leagues too, and it's just what a headache. Sounds horrible.
Well, what's funny is it's like what a headache, and yet you really only have 2 regular competitions you could play them in, like Champ or All Star.
Yeah.
And then Arena, which I almost called Rivals because Mike said there were great possibilities with Rivals. How'd that work out?
Yeah.
This is a good question from Miss Granger. Would the league-specific arenas be recycling essence arenas? Kind of entry with any essence and win this league essence. Meaning
Is this our first female listener?
Maybe, I don't know. Surely not. Surely not. There are thousands of women turning in every week for this show.
Yeah, of course. Sorry, I cut you off, and that was probably a good question.
Yeah, it was basically like, I don't think we will ever know what the essence breakdown is like when we enter. Like, I'm sure you could figure it out because Mike was saying when you craft, they take the oldest essence. But I don't know if anyone will be able to figure out like, oh, I'm using all-star or neutral essence now, and I'm going into a Premier League arena where I'll win Prem essence.
The oldest essence. Of course, Mike Baston would refer to that.
And he's right. Shout out to Mel, MDJ. When only announced leaving the weekend. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's going to be a reasonable way to track your essence enough to think that you can clean your essence, if you will.
Ooh, it's like you're laundering some of your essence.
Yeah.
You're washing it.
Essence laundering. Yeah. Do we know what the payouts will be for the arenas, though? If it costs 10 to enter and you win 100 to first, you would have to win 10 arenas to craft a card.
Surely they change those.
It's way different. It'll be 100 to enter, but you can't win 1,000. I think you can win.
No, they'll multiply it all by 20, right?
I think they're going to multiply hours by 20, but they're not going to increase the arenas by 20. It was one of these that like, we're going to be nice to you guys and give you more than you deserve for still playing on this platform.
How kind.
Andrea said if it costs 100 and it'll likely be 500, 250, 150. And then the extra goes into the golden arena. So yeah. You can 5x your essence by beating 9 people.
How do you feel about us subsidizing the golden arenas?
That's a great question.
I mean, Sorare can just pay that, right?
I mean, obviously, they're the essence printing or essence brewing
reserve bank
brewer. Do you brew essence? Now that we know it's a flavored drink. What's the verb for creating Gatorade? I don't think you brew Gatorade.
They just take the powder and they put it in the drink and they mix it.
And just stir it up.
Yeah, that's how I make Gatorade.
Do they still have the powder?
Yeah, I've got a whole like drum of it upstairs.
Wow, that's crazy. I can't believe that's still legal.
So not only do they have the powder layered, but they have you seen the pods?
They just make anything into a pod these days, I guess.
Yeah, so you get like I mean, I don't think you need a special water bottle, but they sell like their own water bottles that like, I don't really know. They like fit into them better or something. But yeah, the pods basically just dissolve and now you have Gatorade.
Is it like a capsule?
No, Sort of. It's weird. It like almost looks like one of the disposable like coffee pot, like Keurig pods.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you have to remove the pod?
Um, I don't remember exactly how it worked. I remember I bought like a package of them, and my daughter didn't like it, and I ended up just like taking the pod and like just making my own Gatorades with it, like in a glass.
The Gatorade moonshine somehow?
I didn't follow the instructions at all.
So so Ricamon, there's powdered Gatorade, like, yeah, it's literally powder, and you just put it in a huge water jug and add water. Yeah. They've had that for years. Vita, what's up? The powder tastes 10x better. I don't know why. How about that? You think so too?
I guess it depends. Like if you get like the perfect amount into the glass and get it mixed, then yeah, it probably is better. But like sometimes I'll just be in a hurry and I'll just like get a half scoop and put ice in a glass or something, and then it ends up way too watery or whatever. So you got to get the perfect mix.
I literally can't remember the last time I drank Gatorade. Yeah, I don't remember. My kids are big into what's the other? Body Armor.
Oh yeah, that's a big one. Or there's Prime and
Prime. Yeah. Prime is awful, but I think I'm just too old to drink Prime. But Prime to me has the biggest issue is it has the consistency of like maple syrup. Like it tastes like thick, and I'm like, this is not what I want to drink when I'm like trying to recover.
Yeah. Yeah, Glenn said it can be very hit or miss depending on who mixed it.
They use powdered Gatorade at all ECNL events. I didn't know that. But so this is like peak. It's probably somebody. It's like a big water jug. It's like this, 5 gallon, 10 gallon. I don't know how many liters that is, so you guys can just Google that. A bunch of powder, and then generally there's just like a garden hose in somebody's hose.
Yeah,
that's how you fill it.
Well, Larry, think of like the big Gatorade drums that like at the end of like a NFL game when they win the Super Bowl and they dump it over the coach.
Yeah,
that's they make that.
Probably.
They're not buying the bottles and dumping it.
So it's funny you say that because I actually think they do that.
No,
they pour bottles in, and the reason I say that is so my wife for years has had this problem that NFL players aren't allowed to drink from water bottles themselves, that like people run onto the field and like squirt water like into their mouth.
Right.
And someone sent her an article the other day that the water, like NFL water boys make $50,000 to $60,000 a year, a season, not a year, a season. Yeah. And I feel like that's not enough work. And so the other work is pouring individual Gatorade bottles into a jug.
Yeah, they do that the whole off season. It's just like another one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway. So yeah, I don't know I had never thought about whether I was pro or con us funding Golden Arenas.
Yeah, I don't think we should. I want my money back.
Like, I get it that they don't want to add more essence into the system, but figure it out. Why should we have to pay your prizes?
Yeah.
Even though that's literally what we do with all of our card buying.
Well, I mean, if nobody bought cards, they would still have to give out the prizes. Can we just all agree on that? Just nobody will buy cards.
I
might sneak one lineup in.
I don't think there would be a Sorare 27 if we didn't buy cards for Sorare 26.
It's probably fair.
That would be an absolutely amazing thing if you could organize everyone on the platform for like the first 2 hours, like nobody bids on the cards.
Oh, just 2 hours?
Yeah, just let them shake in their boots a little bit,
So this is like a boycott,
like a protest.
like a protest.
Yeah,
What
I'm
are we
not sure what we're.
protesting?
Yeah, I was just. I'm not sure what we're protesting yet.
Oh,
Maybe
the Golden Arena.
the Golden Arena funding.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Let's find out theory crafting at its best. Yeah, I don't know. Is that also your opinion? This is what Maxime said, right? What am I opining on?
I don't know.
Beaches said, selfishly, I wonder what price discovery looks like without Sorare data. Maybe another side tool will step up by then. I mean, we can track what cards go for now. But I don't know.
Yeah, it might be weird comparing different cards. You know, like I don't know, a Bruno Fernandez and a Bruno Guimaraes. Like you might have to like look at the. It'll be hard for people to like compare the prices of two different players. But for one player, like it's pretty easy just to look what the last one sold for.
Didn't you have to do that on Sorare data anyway?
Yeah,
I'm saying
I guess, but
pages.
But no, I mean you could look at the scouting page for Prem League. Like I would look at that page and like look at the top 30 players of Prem and just kind of see what the price averages were for all those players. And I don't know, it helped you find value. It's gonna be hard to find value like that now.
Can't you do that on Sorare?
Not easily.
Really?
I don't know.
Like if you had a watch list, you can see. I think it's only the floor now that I say that. So
yeah,
maybe that's not like
maybe it's there.
Hold on. I just mean like if you have a watch list on Sorare, it shows prices.
I'll be honest, I didn't even know that there was a watch list on Sorare.
Yeah, so that's not shocking at all. But like right here, Prem.
Fuck you, Laird.
This is this is the equivalent of the rankings page, and it shows like lowest price for things.
Yeah. But like, what is this L15? Like Antonin Kinski? Who the fuck is that?
I think he was the Spurs goalie at the end of the season, if I remember correctly. Yeah. I mean, this is literally the Sorare data rankings page, L15.
Yeah, but your guys' page would filter out guys that had a L15 play rate of 12% or 13 or whatever that is.
I think you can do that. Maybe
looks easy.
I got.
Is he listed as a squad player?
That's just everybody in the squad as opposed to a first team.
That's what I mean. Is he considered first team or is he considered?
Oh, squad? He should be. I mean, he's a starter. Vita said, fun fact, I proposed our designers to do this exact L15 chart visualization next to the player's name, and they both told me to get out. This one? What was the reason? You can click off squad player. That just gives me more players, though, not less. Oh, maybe not. Oh, now it's just first team. Yeah, there we go. Olivier Biscagli, best player in the Prem.
Where did he go? Like Brighton?
That is exactly where he went.
Man, I need to get me some more Biscaglis. Big boss.
Mm-hmm. I'm going heavy on Bernardo Silva and Maynard Solomon.
So what is this supposed to be? Like, what is this the best players in the Prem?
This is literally just the highest L15 players.
So this is the best players in the Prem, according to Sorare.
I'm on the PSU train that L40 is better than L15 for that, and so this one shows me it's still Biscagli. So yeah,
big boss. Let's go.
Yeah, there he is. Vita, what was the reason that Aurelian and Vasson laughed at you when you asked that. $18 bargain. Why pay $140 for Salah when you can spend $18 for Biscaglia?
Better player.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Biscaglia and De Kuyper, who some people say Decipher, and I don't think that's right, but I don't really know. On the same scene now. Anyway. So what do you think you're going to do for Sorare 26?
Man, I don't know. I think it just feels like a losing money plan, no matter what I look at.
Is that different than last year? Like, what's different than last year? I'll put it that way.
I don't know. It just feels worse. Because you're right, last year wasn't that much different. And I was just like trying to run like come up with like a risk analysis almost of like what your spend would be, what best possible outcomes, what like mean type of outcomes, and like bad outcomes would be. And I think I ran like pure last year, and it makes me like it made me feel like, oh, I can just do that again. I'm not seeing that. Like I just really think it could be, I don't know. For most people, it's probably just a losing battle to buy in-season cards.
Respectfully, why do you care about most people?
Well, because I am most people.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you feel this way with MLS?
Why did you have to be respectfully when you asked that?
Because it's making me sound like I don't care about most people. Which might be true.
Yeah.
I guess the point of it was like if you're like, oh yeah, most people are going to lose.
Yeah.
It's different if you think you are also going to lose, or if you're going to win. And if
I'm most people. Win. I'm most people.
Okay, that's fair. And because it's your birthday, right?
Yeah.
I think what's weird about Sorare 26 versus last year, which should we just call Sorare 25, is I feel like a lot of people last year were like, oh, I'll just win enough in-season cards to play through Classic to play in-season. And then fairly quickly, it was like, oh, I'll start playing in April if I have to wait.
Right.
And so now we know what it takes to get a full year of utility in. And we're just like, I don't know if I really want to do that. Like knowing you have to spend all that money as opposed to, oh, I have my cards. I don't have to.
So Miss Granger made a point here, but it should be a losing game for 90% at least for Sorare to exist. Sure, maybe that number is actually higher. I don't know. But I think my point more than anything is it was never really that way. So, the strategy was always buy. If the game now is you're going to lose money, then maybe I won't buy.
Right. Well, the game is that some percentage of people will not win more than they spent.
The real answer is I will buy cards, but I probably won't take a big risk by buying like elite things. I'll buy like a stupid stack and just run it and try to win once.
In the Prem, you said?
I don't know.
Oh,
okay. Prem's nice because I've got good classic cards that I can like supplement with. So probably be Prem.
Were you considering buying any classic Prem like smashers for that? Like, do you have Prem smashers, whoever they are?
Yeah. Biscaglia. Yeah, I've got Biscaglia.
Then you're set.
Yeah, we got Biscaglia. I don't know. I had like a classic Arsenal stack. that I can kind of like bust up and use use individual pieces to maybe win streaks. I don't know.
The Vita said one big missing piece to plan the strategies to know how Sorare plans to auction / instant buy cards. They always change to maximize revenue, and that affects things a lot. Fortunately, we can learn from JPL. I actually wanted to go back to something Vita said about like price discovery. And I wonder if this is going to sound very strange. I wonder if we're better off not knowing, and that each individual person will make purchases based on how much they think they can win, as opposed to what somebody else paid. Not like price discovery is always what's the cheapest I can get something, and not like, can I make more money than I spent on these cards? And so people are willing to not spend $20 more when it possibly leads them to win $1,000 or something. And I just wonder if more people will make the calculations of like, oh yeah, I'll spend $1,000 on Salah rare because I think I can make that back. Whereas previously they're like, no, I'm not going to spend 1,025 because that's not what other people are paying.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I think there's got to be more strategy. Sorry, more like pre-buy analysis of what you think you can win. And then like, you're not going to spend $10,000 if you're like, yeah, I can win 1,000. Like,
I think the cliff this year will be bigger. I think that you'll have your whales and your whales. You'll have your big spenders early, but based on like platform sentiment, I'm thinking that there's going to be fewer buyers, and the cliff from where Declan Rice goes for here, 3 weeks later, it could be way down here.
So I don't disagree with you, but I think it has also more to do with the fact that you can win more early on. Like the streaks are lower, and the targets are lower, and you win more. And so,
yeah, you can definitely win the top streak week 1, right?
Not the top streak, but even the bottom streak is like easier to get, but it's only easier to get early. So like I mean, obviously they're trying to get people to buy cards as early as possible.
Yeah.
Vita said, I'm actually concerned there might be too many buyers in limited, but lower in rare.
Right. Yeah. So that's a fair point too. Like, yeah, the game grows over time. There's going to be more competition there at limited, but in the higher scarcities, that's where people have, I feel like, lost interest.
I don't know. Like I don't know. Mike said it feels like a larger number of people have left this offseason than any previously. I just think like I don't have any numbers, and we won't have any numbers of who's going to play, but like I don't.
My point isn't about people like leaving the platform. It's just people that are like, yes, I'm going to buy an in-season super rare prem team. Like where are those people at?
I don't think they're publicly exclaiming that they're doing it. I think that's the difference. Like people who are like, yeah, I can't wait to spend 10 grand on Sorare card. Like nobody does that. But there are plenty of people who are like, I spent 10 grand on cards and made $1,000, and now you can all fuck off. Like those are the people we hear from. I just think it's not an echo chamber, but like the people love to say that they're leaving or that they're upset about things.
Right.
And so I feel like everyone's like, oh, everyone's leaving. And it's like, no, the 3 people that you saw who are leaving left. And we don't hear from the 10 people that joined because they're like, oh,
right,
we can win cash now. I don't have to win these stupid cards and then try to sell them.
Bad take, but no, I agree with that take. I do agree with that take that like the game is probably still growing. And I think my perspective is more in line with Vitaly's, where there's probably going to be more players than ever at the lowest levels. But like even jumping up to rare, that there might be a drop off in the number of players there.
I think there are absolutely more people who, I think there are way more people who played rare last year and they're like, I'm only going to play limited this year, than the other way. Then like, oh, limited, I played limited, let me go play rare.
Right.
And obviously the costs of rare are much higher than limited. But that doesn't necessarily mean that we have fewer players. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
And none of us are going to know until like the first lineups come out and we're like, how many people have entered? And then everybody will have their spreadsheets of like week 1 last year versus the week 1 this year. And
then they're going to announce a double up promo and we're all going to waste our money. So
they already did. They already ran the double up promo, or they already announced it.
Oh, did they? For all the new season cards?
Well, I just meant like, oh, you mean to get another card? Oh yeah. We will hook, line, and sinker on that one for sure.
Yeah, they'll get us with that.
Chris Holty said some dude will post a pic of them winning a star card after buying a bum, so people will then think, fuck it, I may get lucky. Absolutely.
Yep.
Philly Dilly said, I think the price to play rare correctly is going to be prohibitive. 4 in-season rare teams going to be like $8K.
I don't think so. I mean, it depends on what 4 players you're buying, of course. But that seems crazy.
Vita said, this is exactly what I was going to bring up. I wouldn't be surprised if the ratio between limited and rare drops to 4x or even 3x from the current 6 or 7 for in-season. Question is, will limited be more expensive or rare cheaper, or both or none?
That gave me a headache.
So I think the price difference between limited and rare is going to get smaller.
No, I know, but I got that part, but it's just like the whole, will limited be more expensive or rare cheaper or both or none? That part broke my brain.
Do you think there will be anything successfully possible with $1,000 in rare? Absolutely.
Yeah, you just buy a Santos Laguna stack and you hope for the best.
Could you imagine spending?
Wait! He said $1,000, not $50. My bad.
I was gonna say, can you imagine spending $1,000 on Santos cards?
Hey, Laird, watch your mouth.
Enjoy your Santos unique collection for $1,000.
Hey, I've done it once. I've done it twice. I've done it 3 times, and I'll do it again.
Yeah,
I'll do it again.
Fool me once, blah blah blah. Give me the fucking Santos cards. I don't know what I'm going to do. I have a feeling that I will definitely not have 4 lineups right away, but I think I'm going to start. I don't know. The only thing that I've considered doing is League in season. That's it.
You are going to do that?
I think so.
Are you just going to buy a PSG stack?
No.
Call it a day?
No. I bought a Hakimi the other day, classic. So I'll play a Hakimi, and I might get some other classic guys, and then try to
run 3 lineups.
4.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that's how like out of times I am, out of touch. 4 lineups now. So you can win streaks with 4 lineups. I mean, you can take 4 cracks at winning the streak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. He just said PSG is going to be overpriced as fuck, but besides that, there might be good bets. Usually Ligue 1 is overpriced compared to Bundesliga, La Liga, though. They're overpriced, really. I always thought the opposite. Like, I thought like PSG, Marseille are really expensive, or they were. But the rest of the league, like, there are decent scorers in Ligue 1, although one just went to Russia. Absurd. So if you're going in-season Ligue 1, but not PSG, don't you have to go for hot streaks? I mean, we all go for hot streaks. There's no like not going for hot streaks.
Yeah, like I'm out on this.
I'm out
streak.
this. Yeah.
Don't pay me. I don't want any of it. I'm
Thank
never
you
gonna
very
hit the
much,
claim.
but no.
Not hitting the claim button. I don't want it.
Right. Speaking of buttons, let's hit that like button, everybody, please. I consider fewer than 4 lineups not going for hot streaks.
That's fair.
Vita said they were cheaper by lack of dedicated competition, but more expensive than Serie A, for example. There's lots of Ligue 1 fans due to demographics on Sorare. So that's the only thing that I was considering, Andy, that I was like, I'm going into the league that has the highest demographic on Sorare. And my only other thought was like, fuck it, let's go. That's all. But yeah, I don't know. Contender streaks is the move. I mean, honestly, I think I will play Sorare like I always have, in that I will win contender cash and just light it on fire with everything else. But I'm pretty sure I'm not playing Jupiler or Eredivisie or Prem, and probably not Bundesliga. And that kind of leaves me with Ligue 1 and La Liga, and La Liga is just so boring. Yeah, and I still don't speak French. Anion said, I can see a lot more PSG, Bayern, Barcelona stacks this year, so buying something else could give you a better shot at podium. I don't know. I don't really like single league competitions anyway, but it's what we have now. So, and I've never been good at Challenger, so I just don't even want to buy into in-season Challenger this year.
Just buy a Bruges stack and call it a day.
I assume that's what everybody bought. Like, I have 2 Hans Van Aken rares, and I just think all-star.
Hey, at some point, the Lord's got to break down, right? You know, I mean, what is he, 33?
Or I think literally he doesn't.
The dude's like 6'7". That back can't go forever.
Yeah, I disagree. He's the Lord. No consideration of in-season powers. Contender. I have in-season contender cards through the end of the year, so I will be playing in-season contender. Andy, how far have you gotten with MLS streaks?
I got to the last one.
Oh,
but I didn't win it.
Didn't win it, yeah.
Well, it was the same week as MLS Masters, so I had to prioritize MLS Masters over. Bullshit. Yeah. But now the rule is you can sit a week out on streaks, right?
Yeah.
Or multiple weeks.
Yep.
I think they're going to regret that decision. They broke. One of the reasons streaks has probably been successful for them, or I don't even know if you would call that successful for them, but there's lots of weeks where teams don't play. U.S. Open Cup, Leagues Cup, this, that, whatever, CONCACAF Champions Cup, where I can't make my best lineups. International breaks too, but I can't make my best lineups for streaks and all the other managers out there. If they're letting us sit out and choose our best matchups, I think people are going to hit the higher targets.
So I don't disagree. However, I think the MLS schedule is like much wonkier than the European one. So
sure,
all of the stuff you have to deal with MLS doesn't really apply. But I think what people are kind of ignoring in terms of like when they go to not continue their streak is if you have 4 lineups, let's even say you have 3 and you're like, all right, I'm not going to go for streaks this week. That means that's 2 lineups, 10 cards that you're not using.
Sure.
And people just, they don't fucking like it, Andy.
Yeah. I don't think that it's a smart strategy to use when you're on streak 1, 2, or 3, probably. But when you get to the last two, like where the reward is pretty sizable, you might want to wait until you have the right matchups. And you can use those cards other places. Just dump them in an arena or something.
Sure. I don't think people are going to do it. Like, I think there's going to be a point where you're like, I know I should not enter, but all of my other lineups are full. And so I'm just going to go for it. Yeah, like taking 20 cards and being like, I'm not playing these this week. I mean, I guess, right, like you said, well, you have to hope that there's an arena you can play them in.
Right. If there's not, whatever. I mean, we talk about patience a lot. I think that's a good situation for patience. And Philly Dilly said, once you've completed 3, he'd consider sitting out. I think it makes sense. First 2, whatever. You just run them.
3's the highest I've ever gotten. Like, I've completed 3 and I haven't gotten beyond that. Yeah. You have to buy.
Philly with another great comment is like, it depends. 1 week ahead, if you know that like we're mashing next week, we're playing the 3 relegated Prem teams, then yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's fair. Do you know that you're going to have to buy in season cards to play streaks?
Oh, really? Yeah. I mean, I didn't do this last year, but I think that I'm gonna do it a little bit this year. And I shouldn't even say I didn't do it last year. I had a freaking Nottingham Forest stack last year. But I think I'm going to shoot for those mid-table. And again, going back to Philly with that comment earlier about mid-table Prem teams, I think I'm going to be kind of shooting for a strategy that might revolve around that. And then use some of the good classic cards I got. I've got that beautiful FA Cup Declan Rice card I can use.
Mm-hmm.
I've got some goalies. Biscagli, of course.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I
mean, why not a Brighton stack? Why not?
I think it's perfectly reasonable. Hashtag win once. Yeah. Did you see the there wasn't I was going to say there was a little kerfuffle about it, but there was actually, it didn't go that far, but I think it should have gone farther. And Vita brought this up, I think, on Twitter, or I saw it because of Vita. Did you see the way that Sorare are advertising the upcoming season on Instagram, I believe is where it was?
I have not.
So it was about streaks, and it was a huge graphic that said, "Thresholds are back." And Vita was quite nice on that on Twitter. I forget exactly what he said, but he was like, I think this might be a little misleading or something like that. And MPen, I'm sorry, and then I think MPen was like, it feels a bit lazy. And I was like, I think we might just be lying here.
Okay. So first of all, who are we advertising to? Thresholds are back. Basically, like, you have to know what a threshold was.
Mm-hmm.
So are we only advertising that to people that left the game because thresholds are gone?
I believe so.
Okay. Also, too, it should have been Dan with something covering his waist, and he's running naked in the park, and it says like we're going streaking. I don't know. That would have been much better advertisement, but. And also, too, the French are okay with that, kind of nudity in their advertisements. So maybe next one, Dan, if you need somebody to run that ad campaign for you guys and just come up with some awesome ideas, just let me know.
This is it. Create the best lineup and win $2,000. So, firstly, to say thresholds are back implies that the thing that they previously knew is returning. And that's a lie. Like, I think this is really bad. I don't know if
It's just dumb.
I don't know if this is still up. Like, this is just from Twitter.
The target audience is so small for that.
I don't know if I don't care how small it is or how big it is. But sorry. Sorry, I saw this out of the corner of my eye. The French advertisement nudity is probably why I'm going after Rico this year. Well played. Well played. So you can't create the best lineup and win $2,000 through hot streaks.
Yes, you can.
Well, you have to do a lot of things before that. Like, you have to create almost best lineups 4 times in a row before you do this. The thresholds are back implies that, like I said, what previously happened is happening again, and it's not. Like, you can use the word reach this threshold 5 consecutive weeks, and yes, you will win. But I thought
you are splitting hairs right now. I mean, these are all facts right here. If you just read this chart, these are facts. Thresholds are back.
Where are they?
Create the best lineup and win $2,000.
So it's actually 3 points. Right. Thresholds are back. 1, create the best lineup and win. 2.
Yeah, and $2,000 is just its own thing.
$2,000, yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of like a trophy or a ribbon, they were like, oh, just put $2,000 there. That's just as good. I don't know. I had a big problem with this. I have a big problem with this. And I just had to say that publicly. That's all. Apparently the transfer market ads are great. I haven't seen those either. Reach an increased threshold in 5 different weeks. At least it's not 5 consecutive. Vita said, technically, if you have 4 Ligue 1 teams and reach the threshold 4 times, you don't get the money 4 times. So it's definitely not what we used to know. You reach the threshold 4 times. Yeah, I mean, it's not the same. Period. To be honest, the 2,000 and true if you come in first. So agreed. However, that has nothing to do with hot streaks. Your top prize just from the game week has nothing to do with thresholds or hot streaks. They're trying to get stupid people in from which we can win money from. Not just like, well, they're trying to get like previous users. Because yeah, thresholds mean nothing to new people. Yeah. Anyway, I had to bring that up. Let's get back to the nudity. Nep convinced me you really need to be playing for midweeks, so I'd pass on Brighton. What did Nep say? Just that the like Champions League stuff pays off?
Will it this year? To be honest, I think that I want teams that don't play midweek.
So the funny thing about Nep is that I feel like he thinks that because that's where he won all of his money, but didn't plan on winning all of his money then. Meaning he bought that Arsenal stack or collection, and Arsenal didn't do that well on weekends, but crushed in European competition. Like, it's a results-oriented opinion now. It'll be interesting to see if they make UCL thresholds. I can't imagine they do. I don't think Nep got lucky in midweeks. Like, he was set up well for it, but it was, like I said, I think the results are determining the strategy. Yeah. Nep says his Arsenal in-season stuff only got there via Champs League, didn't do well on weekends. Yeah. But that doesn't mean like you need to prioritize midweeks. You can, like, I get it. That used to be the old Harry Trades trick. But I don't know.
Have they said like what they're doing for midweeks and stuff like that? Like during European.
They said they're going to do stuff. Like they'll have they're not going to do random special weeklies. They're going to have like Champions League comps. Yeah.
European nights.
Yes. But maybe not when there's an overwhelming favorite somewhere.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Sort of. This year, arenas solve everything. Specials solving everything was last year. Yeah, exactly. Specials are such a Sorare 25 thing, Andy. Come on. Soon there'll be another patch note with other info to change what you already thought you knew. Midweeks equals more all-star. We love those, right?
I love creating crazy lineups. Did you create any crazy lineups this week?
Andy, I had a banger lineup until Thomas Hazel didn't start.
Of course.
I mean, if this isn't like what we all dream of playing here. 9 points from a reward. Oh. Yeah, well. Maybe next time. Yeah, definitely no Gaucho Nights, though. Heaven forbid Copa Libertadores get anything.
Rico's asking if we had any good transfers. I think Biscagli, right?
I mean, when you like just walk into the best player in the Premier League.
I mean, Sorare said that when our players get transferred into bigger leagues, we're going to be celebrating. So yeah. I am thrilled.
Could you have asked for anything more on your birthday?
I mean, I got the best player in the Premier League. So no.
The Don Q brought this up, but I was wondering if you saw that MLS has a different deadline this week.
I did see that, yeah.
And I'm guessing they're going to do that for all the single league comps. What do you think about that? I don't know this, by the way. I'm purely speculating.
I'm for it. Help me not get DMPs.
Do you know how much time there is between the MLS deadline and the first MLS game?
It's still a lot of time.
6 hours.
Yeah.
Which is better than, 30.
Well, why is it 6 hours? Like why'd they choose that time?
I don't know.
Come on. Take a guess.
Because they're awake?
Oh. So you think they have to push a button that's like deadline begins now? And it's like a red button.
Nico does it. It's like the Staples Easy button. It's just like you just got a desk full of all the leagues. I don't know if they're all the same color or not. But yeah.
So on like normal deadline day, he like is like a toddler at a keyboard smashing all the buttons at once.
Well, no, because it's right now. There's only one deadline, so there's just one big button. But now
one special button.
Yeah,
for that one. Gotcha.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. And yeah.
I used to care about transfers. Back to Rico. You guys have any good transfers? Because you could have good transfers. Now you really can't have a good transfer.
It's not that you can't have a good one. I just don't think they matter anymore.
Because they're classic.
Right.
It's like,
yeah. Great, my guy's going to champ.
They didn't realize how many things that they made. I don't know, matter less with this model. And transfers is one of them. And this used to be like a part of the season that you were like either excited or like fearful or you had these like now if my guy goes to Saudi, I don't really care.
I care about that one.
Yeah,
because then my arena lineups aren't as strong. I asked ChatGPT for some help, so I think this is what the desk looks like.
Nice. CEO France.
I said, hold on. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Hold on. Here we go. Please create an image of a French CEO sitting at a desk covered in buttons to push.
So what's French about him? Just the fact that he's got the button and the flag in the background?
Yeah, the flag in the background.
Mm.
I'm not even sure that's a French. It looks like Romanian almost.
They could have put a little hat on him, like some black and white pinstripes underneath the suit. Like, come on, ChatGPT, be better.
Be better.
A baguette on the table.
I was wondering if you were going to ask. His face is French. There you go.
I don't judge people like that, Pierre.
Anyway. Andy, I'm sorry to cut this off, but I got to go. I had a hard deadline at 11 o'clock, and it's now 11:04. So it was a soft deadline.
Well, have fun driving, because I know whenever you have a deadline, it involves driving.
Got to get on the road. USA. Thank you, everybody, for coming. If you could please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Shout out to Quinny. Even though I'll be in the car, get outside today. Enjoy it. Andy, happy birthday. Hope you have a good one.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Welcome to the SorareAndrews show, where we talk fantasy football, but you never know. We'll start with the game, but we'll soon go astray on topic discussions that's replay. We'll analyze the themes, the formation and goals, but in no time we'll time pressings. You on the roll, talking about our favorite foods and the shows we've seen. Our opinions aloud, and our voices on me. It's the SorareAndrews show. Anything goes, from football to rock and roll.